The ideal subject of totalitarian rule is not the convinced Nazi or the convinced communist, but people for whom the distinction between fact and fiction, that is the reality of experience, and the distinction between the true and the false, that is standards of thought, no longer exist. Now, why should this be true? Well, think about totalitarianism for a second. You might define it as the dominating control of all aspects of life by the will, the arbitrary will of an individual or a group. In classical philosophy, the true and the good, in their objectivity, have a kind of intrinsic authority. They command the attention of the mind and the will. They, if you want, impose themselves on the receptive mind and the receptive will. The mind isn't inventing its own truth. Rather, it's accepting the authority of the objective truth, which is imposing itself, mind you, in a liberating way upon the receptive mind. It opens the door toward totalitarianism. Why? Well, if the objectively true and good have evanesced, they've disappeared. There's no objective criterion to which we can appeal together, to which together we can submit ourselves. All that's left is the struggle of will against will. And at the end, what? The most powerful will assert itself. What's one of the marks of the totalitarianisms of the 20th century? A strict censorship of ideas. A strict limitation in what could be said or written publicly. How come? How come? Because any appeal to the objectivity of truth and value is a threat to tyrants. It always has been. Whenever you appeal to an authority outside the will of the most powerful, you are limiting that totalitarian instinct.